嗨，大家好，我是李德义，我现在工作在艾文斯国际法律咨询公司，然后我是这里的商业顾问。今天我们很荣幸能够让 Tony Dimitris Aaron 抽一些时间来跟我们谈谈为什么进出口需要一名律师作为你的咨询顾问。Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ken. Welcome to Two Firms. And today we have Tony Dimitris Aaron to talk about why import-export companies need a legal service. So I have a couple of questions I want to ask you, which I collect from our clients. They sometimes confuse about why they need a lawyer when they just do import-export. Yeah. Okay, the first question is that a very common question is, before companies would like to get their products outside of the border and into another country, what should they do first?
The first thing they need to do is make sure they have an import-export license, especially if you're bringing a product into the United States. But even in other countries, there are restrictions on what can and cannot go outside the borders. Like for the United States, some religious items are not allowed to come in. Ivory is not allowed to be shipped in or exported in or imported in. You also want to make sure for the United States as well as other countries that there is no restriction on a specific person or company that the product is going to.
So what you're just saying that the very first thing is you have to check if your product is illegal.
You better know if it's legal or not.
Okay.
Know the laws in the country that you're importing to.
Good to know, right? The second question is, since the brand is so important, everybody's talking about branding, right? Yeah, some big brand, about McDonald's, Starbucks. So could you talk about what's the importance of the companies doing import-export to get a trademark?
That's a good question. Some people believe that you can brand just in your country, but the truth is, if you're exporting into another country, you're putting your brand out there. That's your goodwill. You run the risk of someone actually copying your brand, and then that's your goodwill, that's your product, it's your company. And so what lawyers do is we make sure that those trademarks are registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office, or if you're going to do it worldwide, through the Madrid system. And that means that now there can be restrictions through customs of these countries that if someone tries to get in a phony replica of something for your country or from your business, that they can stop it at the border and they can make sure that you have to be contacted and no one can make money off of your goodwill.
Sounds great. So if I have a trademark, so the custom border protection will protect my right?
Yes.
That's good. Sometimes I heard some clients talking about they have some arguments like their business partner don't really follow their contracts. Like, could you tell me what do they need to do when face arbitration?
In arbitration, it's when there's a disagreement between the two parties. It may have to do with a contract. One person may have expected that it would be in the yen, and then it turns out that one party pays in dollars. Well, now you have a dispute. And the importance of having a lawyer as part of arbitration is the lawyer will already know and understand those rules. And so the learning curve is substantially lower. You have to know the laws of that country. You have to make sure, first of all, that the contract actually talks about the arbitration and where it will be held. But just imagine if off the cuff, something goes wrong in your contract and then you have to wind up going to arbitration in Switzerland and you're alone without a lawyer. Well, you could see that could be a real problem.
Okay, so I have a question. I'm interested in like two countries involved in a trade, like some company in US and partner and have a business with a country in Brazil. they need arbitration. So where will this arbitration take place?
Well, this depends on the contract.
Okay.
And this is why it's really important to have the contract. And some people will try to use contracts that are boilerplate. They find them on the internet, and they don't realize that some of those contracts already have the arbitration in there. Or they may say that you will actually go to Brazil if there is a disagreement. You may not be willing to do that.
So maybe clients need you to like represent them in arbitration. You will go to Brazil?
Well, I mean, I will go to Brazil, but hopefully if we're writing the contract, if we're drafting the contract, we will make sure that there's a line in there that says, if this needs to be arbitrated, it will be arbitrated here or wherever the client is. So we will go where what's best for our client. I think that's the greatest thing about being a lawyer in international law, because you really are drafting the contract to make sure that you, for instance, the client has the greatest deal, right? You are being protected.
So the contract is very important, right?
Oh my gosh, they're extremely important.
Yeah, since you have talked a lot, you answered so many questions from our clients, so why don't I give you some minutes to market yourself? How will you review the contract and make sure everything is settled and is protect your clients?
With a magnifying glass. I'm making sure that all of that fine print, that it's not just there just for any fluff, right? Sometimes there are certain clauses in a contract that have to be there, or it will be void in that country. So if you don't know that, if you don't have a lawyer that studied the laws, then that contract will be void. And you think that that's the agreement, until you don't get paid, right? And then the person says, oh, well, the contract is void, and they already have your goods and they're gone.
Okay, thank you, Mrs.
You are so welcome.
Okay, thank you to Mrs. Evans. And here's two firms, and everybody who wants to go global, do international business, you can reach us in our web, twofirms.com. There are a couple of videos and articles that relate to international trade. You know something about that. And definitely, you could give us a call at 708-531-1740. Here is Two Firms, where essence matter. Thank you.